Hey y'all, good afternoon. This is High Priestess Jamila. And I wanted to come in. Oh my God. I'm just vlogging. Okay. I'm just vlogging. I have been thoroughly entertained for at least the past several hours looking at the many videos about the pink sauce lady. Okay. And I had to get in there and get some of this. Okay. I had to come and get my 2 cents in with the situation. And, so we're going to call this a spiritual lesson. I can't use my old word teachable moment because somebody stole it, right? Because we got a lot of thieves on here. But so we'll just say, what spiritual lesson have we learned from this? Okay. Now, first of all, I believe that Chef P or Chef Pie, I believe that she is a genius. I believe that the sauce really tastes good. I have heard that it is incredible. And but I believe that she put it out there too soon. And so first of all, to the people that got food poisoning from it, okay, like obviously sending healing vibes to y'all, because food poisoning is a serious thing. It is. All of this just transpired in the past month or so, to where, because I actually saw Emmy Made in Japan, she actually recreated the sauce. And I didn't think much about it because I don't watch TikTok too much. For some, I don't know, for some reason, I think I ran across a video about it, and you know, I guess the whole internet is trashing this lady. Uh, a lot of people are. And then, of course, there's some people that are saying that she's receiving so much hate because she's Black and all of that controversy. Also, there was a TikTok user that faked his own death from the sauce, and he thought it was funny to fake his death. The videos, the many videos that are going up about it or that have went up about it, it's absolutely hilarious. But at the end of the day, if you eat something that has either milk, eggs, anything spoiled, anything that is not shipped safely, you can get sick. You can die from food poisoning. Like, seriously. Luckily, she has not been brought up on any charges for this. Okay. At the end of the day, that's serious. What people eat is very serious. Okay. Let's just get past that aspect of it. And she was going way too fast. It's like somebody should have said, slow down. Not too many people in your life is going to warn you before you jump off a cliff, right? And she definitely jumped off a cliff, and I think that she is very talented, right? Now, do I believe that she deserves to get hate for it? I believe that she deserves to learn a lesson from it. But the people that purchase that food, the people that purchase that sauce, okay, what is the lesson? What's the spiritual lesson? You cannot eat everybody's food. You have to be mindful about what you put in your body. Okay. And so I'm not one of those people that's blaming necessarily those people, but in a sense I am. Because, a lot of people, and y'all know me, I keep it all the way a buck. Just because you see somebody on TikTok with this bright pink sauce doesn't mean that you should buy it and eat it, right? You don't just go and buy something like that, especially if you receive it in the mail. It's warm. It's supposed to be kept refrigerated. When you think about it, when it comes to mayonnaise is not refrigerated until you open it. And that is because it has the right amount of preservatives in it so that it can stay on the shelves for at least a year or two. When you start to mix mayonnaise with water, oils, and you start to add other ingredients to it, that's going to introduce more need for a preservative. Absorbic acid is not a good enough preservative. It's not. So she did try to put a preservative in it. Okay. You have to be mindful about what you put in your body. Okay. Now, I think most people obviously don't know that. There's a lot of people that don't know that, evidently. But now you do. Okay. I mean, even if somebody freshly made the pink sauce right in your face, you still have to be mindful of what you're eating, what you're putting in your body. Okay. So if something is spoiled, you can't eat it, especially when it comes to eggs. Any mayonnaise has eggs in it. You start to add, that's just like taking some mayonnaise and making a potato salad with it and thinking, oh, this potato salad is going to be okay to sit out for days and days and I can still eat it. No, you can't. Because when you start to add potatoes and other ingredients to it, that's going to add water, which is going to compromise the preservatives that's in it. I personally think that she is a genius, and I think that she could have went far with this, with what she created. But the problem is that she was in too much of a hurry to get it out there. You know, people, this is a viral, the TikTok video went viral. And so a lot of people must have purchased it. You got to ask yourself, why would you purchase that? You know, I understand that she said she was a professional chef. And so I'm not saying that those people are stupid. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm saying that you have to be careful. A lot of people do not have the intuition. Even if I would have bought that sauce, the moment that I received it, I would have smelled it. Even when you buy meat from the grocery store, I was making, what was I making? The grocery store was out of cube steaks. I wanted a country fried steak. So what I thought was, okay, I'm going to order some hamburger meat and some pork, some ground meat and some ground pork, and just mix it together. The hamburger meat smelled fine, but the pork smelled like ass. I had already mixed the pork with the ground beef. And I smelled it and I said, this smells like ass. So I had to throw it all out. Okay. So a lot of people, because your third eye is blocked, your nose don't work. Your nose is not working. You are supposed to be able to smell something and say, I should not put this in my body. At the end of the day, you are responsible for what you put in your body. You know what I'm saying? And you just have to have the intuition. Your intuition is connected to your sense of smell and your sense of taste. But you know what? There's so many people, they're programmed to say, well, I don't need my third eye open. Yes, you do. You do need your third eye open. You do need to have an intuition about what you put in your body. If something doesn't smell right, you don't proceed to putting it in your mouth. That goes with anything. Okay, I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if you are okay, I'm not going to get raunchy with it. This could apply to any circumstance. You just don't go doing that. You can make yourself Lady Eve, oh my God, some of the videos on it is so hilarious, but it's not funny because food poisoning has and can kill people. In fact, over in Florida, there was a listeria outbreak over in Florida just in the past couple of months. And food safety is so important. But even when you get food from like the best grocery store, I don't care if it's Whole Foods, I don't care where you get it from, you have to have your intuition. And a lot of people, this is why I decided to talk about this, because this is a spiritual teachable moment. So many people, their third eye is closed completely. I don't care if it's a bottle of wine. Wine can spoil. So if you smell it and it don't, and you like, that don't smell right, then you don't drink it. Anything that doesn't smell right. So it's not about being psychic. There's some people that just don't have an intuition at all, like whatsoever. And it's not to say, oh, well, it's improving your life by opening up and clearing the third eye. Okay. So, I haven't done a reading on it. I can't say whether or not she did this on purpose. I can't say, you know what I'm saying? It's so weird. Like when you look at it, the circumstances of it, it's kind of weird. You would think that from the moment she created this product and the moment that it went viral, you would think that the FDA would have been all over it completely, but they weren't. So you can't always depend on our federal government to protect you. You have to do that yourself, because you would have thought that they would have showed up at her door and said, hey, we can see you on TikTok. You've went viral. That means that millions of people have seen this broadcast, and now you have a website where you're selling it. You can't sell this. I'm shutting it down. Why didn't the FDA do this? To protect her and the general public. So you have to ask yourself, what happened? Because if somebody really would have died, that would have been tragic. People don't deserve to die just because they stupid or just because they don't know something. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty much the world that we live in today, though, is that it's like, look, it's not only the strong survive, it's only the smart survive. What if a little innocent kid saw his mother eating it, and kids follow their mother, and then you have a small child that probably has already had a cocktail of vaccines that has already lowered the immune system, because that's what vaccines do. They lower the immune system. They do. Let's keep it a buck. Okay, and you know what? If they want to cite me for medical information, misinformation, that's fine. But we all know that that's how they are designed, right? So you get a little kid that ate that sauce on a couple of chicken nuggets, and the kid could die. So why wasn't the FDA on it prior to that? Literally, this started in June. The first video that she put up with the pink sauce that looked like it was real purplish pink. Why didn't the FDA step in then? Is it because It went unreported. I'm not saying that somebody should have snitched on her, but if it's a food product that went viral, the moment that she put up that website, why wasn't anything done? So there's another lesson to learn. You can't really trust and say, I mean, even if the FDA would have approved it, how can you really trust that? Is it because of her? I don't watch TikTok. Honestly, one of the reasons why I took TikTok off of my phone is because it made my phone very unstable and slow. That particular app takes up a lot of memory and space on your phone. And see, I don't have an iPhone, so you know what I'm saying? But you can't really now I believe that we need to stop all of the hate. Okay, because I believe I'm from without reading into it, because I haven't done a reading on it. I'm not going to say that she's a part of the agenda to depopulate the world with her pink sauce. I've actually heard that the pink sauce is actually good. It's incredible sauce. But I think that we need to really, really start to look at ourselves and say, why would I be stupid enough to eat that sauce? Why would I decide? Where's my intuition at? But see, when you look at psychic readers and intuitives, people call us stupid and crazy, right? But I can imagine that most of us, especially those of us that are, I think it's clairsentience, where you can tell by your sense of smell something. If you ship mayonnaise, okay, if you ship mayonnaise and it takes 2 or 3 days to get to your house, you're going to start smelling something that smells spoiled. Regardless if it has vinegar in it, you're going to smell the vinegar. The vinegar is actually going to mask the smell, but you're still like for me, I can smell everything, right? So for example, if a bad spirit comes into my house, I can smell it. When my cat absorbs a bad spirit, because my cat is my familiar, she protects me, right? So there are sometimes, if a spirit comes in my house, I know y'all thinking this lady is crazy, but I'm not crazy. Because if a bad spirit comes into my house, I just caught my cat on camera playing with a spirit. Now that spirit was not bad. That was actually a good spirit she was playing with that day. It was about 3 days ago. But if a bad spirit comes into my house, it will go, literally my cat will absorb it and go poop it out. And she I use a very powerful cat box odor eliminator that I'm planning on doing a review for the channel. So that I can, lead people to that, because there's been people that have rehomed their cats because they like, I can't take this smell, because cat box that it stinks. You got to change it as soon as they go, because it stinks. But this stuff that I use for her box will change your entire cat experience. Okay, so I'll be doing a review on that soon. But if it's a particularly bad spirit, a nasty spirit, my cat will absorb it, poop it out, and I'll have to get it out of the house. Like it's so weird. Your sense of smell is so important. Think about the pandemic. Think about one of the symptoms of COVID is loss of smell. So COVID affects the third eye. And like when you think about it, we're all under this blanket of sickness, of illness right now, right? And so as a spiritualist, I have came on here and I have said, boil some onion and garlic and herbs, and they've taken my video down because somebody hated on me and flagged it. This is one of the reasons why I've thought about leaving this website, because people want you to be stupid. People don't want you to know the truth. right? So when you think about something that has a smell, that's air energy. That's airborne, right? But if it's something that you can smell, then obviously you're not going to put that in your mouth. But if you done lost your sense of smell, you screwed. The way that you get your sense of smell back is by opening up the third eye. But see, they want to eliminate people like me from social media and tell y'all that we stupid and crazy, right? While they all literally go nuts right before our eyes. I just did a reading on what's her name? I don't even know why I can't even think of the lady's name. Wendy Williams. I did a reading on her. And if I were to walk up to Wendy Williams and say, hey, you got a curse on you, she'd say, oh, that's nonsense, and waddle to her car. This is just the reality of the world that we live in. You can't let it irritate you. If you somebody that is well aware and informed like me, don't let it get you down. Don't let it irritate you. In fact, I wasn't laughing at the people that, because I'm very empathic. I am an empath. Wasn't laughing at the people that got sick off of that product. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, like when something is wrong with your gut, like your whole quality of life is just destroyed when your stomach ain't right. Okay. So I'm imagining somebody with food poisoning. That is awful. You're nauseous, you probably dizzy, you probably dehydrated. It's a horrible feeling. But you know, you gotta it's a joke, but it's serious. Like some of these videos have been having me crack up because you know, but it's really not funny when you think about it. Okay. So, you know, get your sense of smell together and see a lot of y'all have uh negative energy that is literally blocking off your senses. Why is that? Okay. And see, when you are somebody like myself that like a lot of times I try to stay out of it. I try to stay completely out of it and completely with my spirit, seriously. And sort of because here's what the world is doing. The world is in denial. The world is suicidal. I was thinking about it the other day when I stepped outside and I went right back in my house. When I stepped outside, I thought about that movie with Mark Wahlberg called The Happening. And you can't be scared. If you know this is what's going on, like it's really, really like right now, all of the empaths are having a tough time. Like it's rough. When you see stuff like that, it just is like dang. And it's and when you and the crazy part about it is that she looks just like Cardi B. I think her name is Carly. But she's being, you know, she looks mixed or something, but she's a light-skinned black chick, right? She's catching a lot of hatred for that. But in reality, sometimes when you have a mix up or a mistake like that, it's a blessing. This is a blessing. The fact that she went viral with it taught a lot of people a lot of things, but they still don't get it. Most of America still does not get it. They don't understand what it really is. What's at the core of this? What is the essence of this? What should you have learned from it? First of all, you need to, because there are some people that rarely get stomach afflictions. Now, for some reason, the past month or so, my stomach been kind of messed up. I'm like, what's going on? And then I run across this video and I'm like, well, that's what it is. So this is the reason why people are so hard on people that refuse to wake up. Protect yourself as an empath. If you know you're an empath, You have to protect yourself. Most people ain't doing it. If you just smell it, you know what, before I cook something, I smell it. Especially when it comes to meat or eggs or anything like that. It takes a couple of seconds to sniff something and your nose will go, no, I'm not going to eat this. Okay. And I actually taught my children that. You got, evidently not enough mothers taught their children that. And your kids emulate you. See, my children, they've been seeing me smell stuff for years. I smell it first. Oh, this ain't right. My children have seen me throw entire packages of meat in the garbage. This don't smell right. I'm not even going to give this to my dog because I've had like 3 or 4 pet dogs before. I ain't even going to give this to my dog. Right. Now, there is something called high meat to where it's, it's basically fermented meat, which is different. You don't eat something that smells like spoiled, something that's going to turn your stomach. Okay. Even the fish that you buy in the grocery store is not supposed to smell fishy. If you buy fish like salmon, tilapia, we all love fish. If it smells fishy, throw it out. Fresh fish doesn't even smell fishy. If it has a fishy odor, that means that it done went bad. If it's slimy, that means that it went bad. Okay. So I think, and you know what? They took home economics out of the classroom, I think. And I don't really, even in these schools and stuff, they took home economics. I haven't heard people speaking much about home economics. Even in the schools. Now, my child is homeschooled, right? He ain't never got to worry about that. But we need to put that back in the schools, home economics, because I believe that they taught us about that in school if you were able to pay attention. I know that for me, I couldn't really focus at school. I ain't, I'm different. My ancestors are different, but you know what I'm saying? People need to be taught that. And I think that they should teach spirituality in school. If I were a millionaire, y'all, I would start a spiritual school, an actual brick and mortar spiritual school. I would, because that's where it's at. And your sense of smell is so important. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's what we can learn from that whole thing. In the meantime, take it seriously. You can die from food poisoning. I'm wondering if most people even knew that. You can die from eating, not a raw egg, but a spoiled egg. There's a lot of people that eat raw eggs. If you don't feel comfortable with doing it, that's just like a lot of people say. A lot of people can. So then, here's another thing I want to point out to y'all. You have to listen to your body. Just because somebody else is able to eat a raw egg, because I can eat raw eggs. I make my hollandaise sauce for like asparagus. Even though I do heat it a little bit, my hollandaise sauce is made out of raw eggs. I can eat raw eggs. Just because Jamila can eat raw eggs doesn't mean that you can eat raw eggs. So just because you see somebody else doing it, so if your first sense tells you, I shouldn't eat this raw egg just because I saw somebody else do it, then you shouldn't do it. Cook the egg first. That's just like when it comes to raw meat. If you see, there's a lot of people that eat raw meat, and these people are very, very healthy. But if your mind tells you, I shouldn't eat that raw meat, and then your stomach start turning, don't force yourself to do it just because you see somebody else doing it. Because what's good for you may not be good for somebody else. And it don't mean that you can't be friends. You can be friends. Lead yourself. Don't be a follower. That's just like there's a lot of people that can drink almond milk. I can't drink almond milk. I can't even eat almonds anymore, y'all. I don't know why I can't eat almonds no more. Last time I ate almonds, I actually vomited the last time I ate. Just they were like I don't know what was up with that. It was so weird. I've always been able to eat almonds. I've always been able to eat sunflower seeds. My body let me know a year ago that I can't eat nuts for some reason. I can eat. I believe that it's select nuts. I don't know what was wrong with these almonds that I ate, but I'm real careful about eating that because I've obviously my body has changed a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm real careful with that. Okay. So, follow your own intuition, man. Listen to your body. In that moment, a lot of people can be manipulated when it comes to certain things, but when it comes to eating food, you have to really be careful. Okay. Seriously. Okay, y'all. That's it. I hope y'all having a good Saturday. I will see y'all later. Blessings.